Lynch led the Hoosiers into Golden Gopher territory expecting a barn burner, but he got something few could have predicted.
Two traditional Big Ten powers clashed in East Lansing over the weekend. We'll tell you if the Iowa Hawkeyes were able to spoil Michigan State's home field advantage.
And we caught up with Indiana kicker Austin Starr to find out what gets the Hoosiers captain ready for kickoff. All that and more tonight on Hoosier Sports Night. Welcome into Hoosier Sports Night. I'm Katie Spencer with Ronan O'Shea. Hoosier football looking pretty bad this week.
Yeah, looking real bad right now. After a bowl game last year, it's like old times again for the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana just doesn't play well in Minnesota. Their last win versus the Golden Gophers was in 1993 when Bill Clinton was a new president and Jurassic Park was Blockbuster's latest hit. Coming off 2 home losses, the Hoosiers were in dire need of a win versus the suddenly good 4-1 Gophers. To the Metrodome we go, and warning folks, nothing pretty about this game for the Indiana Hoosiers except maybe this play. Picked things up midway through the first quarter. Jamie Curlew with the hit, one of 2.5 sacks and 3.5 tackles for loss he had on the afternoon. That sets up this 28-yard field goal attempt. No good for Minnesota. So the Indiana defense stout early in this game. Kellen now with the ball, and he just gets eaten up in the backfield. That caps a 3-play, negative 10-yard drive. The Hoosiers, no first downs in the first quarter. Minnesota's turn now. Adam Weber eluding traffic here at midfield, setting up a 40-yard pass to Nick Tao Arnett. He gets out of bounds at the 1-yard line here, setting up a touchdown run from Shady Solomon. Middle of the second quarter now, and one ugly play for Mr. Weber and Minnesota. The ball gets fumbled. He had a chance to pick it up right there, but Indiana's Kevin Burris recovers. So the Hoosiers with excellent field position inside Minnesota's 40 here with about 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ben Chappell now taking over at quarterback for Kellen Lewis, and it gets intercepted to the 45-yard line. The Hoosiers without a first down here until the closing minutes of the first half. But a chance for redemption here for Ben Chappell. He goes 77 yards to Marcus Thigpen. This is the clinic on how not to play defense. Thigpen, fastest man on the field, takes it into the end zone, so the Hoosiers have some life. They tied the game at 7 going into halftime. So the Hoosiers trying to carry over that momentum into the second half now, and Kellen Lewis does a nice job early finding Ray Fisher here for 18 yards and the Hoosier first down, setting themselves up once again in excellent field position inside the Minnesota 20. 2 plays later, Kellen Lewis gets the ball stripped here from Steve Davis, and who else but Lee Campbell recovers, and of course the Golden Gophers would make the most of it. Avoiding a couple trouble there was Adam Weber, and he goes deep to Eric Decker. He had 2 100-yard reception games coming into this one. That one goes 55 yards, setting up a field goal for Minnesota. Now, Kellen Lewis likes to run. This part of the play is pretty. This part of the play is not. The ball gets stripped away. One of 3 turnovers in the game for Indiana. The second one on the afternoon for Kellen Lewis. Minnesota, a field goal there. Now a chance to put things away. 4th and 1. Dion Eskridge needs just a first down, and he gets it. Indiana defense on the field most of the afternoon. Not enough. Minnesota would hit a field goal and put this one away 16-7. That look says it all, folks. The Hoosiers have dropped 3 straight. Well, Kellen Lewis proved largely ineffective, gaining only 18 yards on the ground and 167 through the air with no scores. Eric Decker was the game's leading receiver, snatching 13 passes for 190 yards, including a long of 55. It was also another sloppy game as there were 5 turnovers, including 3 committed by Indiana. As the Hoosiers prepare for this weekend's matchup with Iowa, I caught up with offensive coordinator Matt Canada to see how the Hoosiers are handling their 3-game skid. For the 3rd straight week, turnovers cost the Hoosiers a chance at a win, this time in a 16-7 loss at Minnesota in a game which IU coughed up the ball 3 times. And the Hoosiers are now finding that their bowl chances, much like the football, is slipping through their fingertips.
Focus, it's concentration, it's unacceptable, and we've got to do a better job coaching it, and our players got to do a better job playing, but we've certainly addressed it and we'll continue to address it. We've had some very costly penalties and very costly turnovers in the last couple of weeks.
The Hoosiers have suffered 3 straight losses, including a weak 7-point effort this past weekend at Minnesota, and the team knows how important it is to get back to 500 this week against Iowa.
We got to win a football game this week, and then we'll have to win one the next week. We have to, throw the ball better, catch the ball, run the ball, block better, coach better. It's all across the way. We got to do a better job on offense. Again, 7 points in a football game like that's not enough to win a game, and it's our responsibility. My responsibility. There's no question about it.
The Hoosiers host Iowa in Bloomington on Saturday, a team they've beaten each of the last 2 seasons. At Mellencamp Pavilion, I'm Ronan O'Shea, Hoosier Sports Night.
Other action in the Big Ten included Iowa taking on Michigan State in East Lansing. The Spartans were looking to better their record to 5-1, while the Hawkeyes were trying to steal a road victory. Brian Hoyer getting ready to host the Hawkeyes in East Lansing. First quarter, Hoyer looking for B.J. Cunningham, and he would find him. A 52-yard play making things look easy for the Spartans. This is the pass ultimately setting up this play right here. The snap to Hoyer, and he's looking for the big guy, Charlie Gant. He would score the touchdown for the Spartans, 7-zip on a 6-play, 80-yard drive. Second quarter now. Iowa's looking to drive it back. Ricky Stanzi dropping back, making the completion. It would be to the wrong color jersey. Chris Rocker of State with the interception. This half really capitalizing on Hawkeyes' turnovers. They had 3. Iowa fumble courtesy of Anderson, and Decker would recover it for the Spartans. Spartans up 10-zip. Hoyer trying to make the pass. Can't quite get this long one. Butterfingers in this game all day long. Fans, I know what you're thinking, but they haven't blown it yet. Second half, Spartans lead 13-3. Fourth quarter, Hoyer looking downfield, but it's intercepted by Bernstein of the Hawkeyes. Stanzi is still trying to get the ball to his team in the end zone. This pass would be completed to Myers. First and 10 now. Stanzi, a rocket to Andy Brodell. Touchdown, Iowa. This was a 37-yard pass into Spartan territory. There was some question about this call, but let's watch it again, kids, in slow motion. Looks pretty good to me. His feet are definitely in. Iowa would keep it at it in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't quite get the icing on the cake. Spartans caged the Hawkeyes 16-3 at home.
Just what the Hoosiers need, a red-hot Iowa team coming into town. The men's soccer game pitting Indiana against Michigan was over in 1 minute and 18 seconds. Rachel Benson explains how coming up.
2 Big Ten opponents came to University Gym this week, including Michigan State and top-ranked Penn State. Could they pull off the upset of the season? Find out next on Hoosier Sports Night.